What's up, gang? Welcome to another episode of The Grind. Get ready. It's a new day. I want this, but I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. So here's what I've learned. It's easy to want things. It's hard to go through the work that it takes in order to get what you want. Everybody wants. Who don't want a plane? Who don't want a Rolls Royce? Who don't want a nice house? Who don't want a good school for their kids? Who don't want their spouse to be able to stay at home if they choose? Who don't want all these things? But here's the deal. If you only do what you want to do and what you feel like doing, you're not going to be extremely successful typically. There's a part of that process, and I'm 100% a believer in focusing on your strengths and getting yourself to a position where you could just execute the strengths and doing the things that you want to do. And I get all of that. But I'll tell you this, there's some things in that process that you're going to have to do that you don't feel like doing, that you don't want to do, to ever get in a position to do everything that you've ever wanted to do. There's 168 hours in a week. Okay? How much time, because you got to cut the excuses out. How much time do you need with your wife? How much time do you need with your kids? How much time? Try to figure out what that is on a weekly basis. Put that in your schedule and then execute everything else. Like for me, I know there's a certain chunk of hours that if I get that with my wife, we're good. I can feel it. If I get a certain chunk of hours with my kids, I feel like our relationship is growing. I can feel it. I feel good with everything. In my role as a provider and a hunter and a protector, with the other hours, it's my job to get the job done. And so if I have to cut out some hours of sleep, I can't sleep 8, I need to sleep 5 one day. As a hunter, that's what my job is that I got to do. And so what I'm encouraging you to do is cut out the excuses. You got 168 just like I got 168, but you got a 187, you're 168. You got to murder that 168. You got to murder the time that you have. If you have 80 hours to go grind and go to work, you have 168 hours. You got 88 other hours you could get stuff done, okay? And so I want you to get good with your time. Stop making excuses. If it was just all the time and the balance and all of that stuff that would make you a good husband or a good spouse or a good parent, we wouldn't have all the divorces. They would have a statistic that showed all the people that work 9 to 5, they have a 100% success ratio as a parent or 100% success ratio as a husband. I've never seen that. And I've lived in almost every walk of life, from poor to wealthy. I've never seen because somebody's home every day at 2 o'clock, their marriage was great and they were a great parent. I've never seen just because somebody works a lot, their marriage struggles. I see people are people, marriages are marriages, parents are parents, and you have to cut out the excuses and not think like a loser and start thinking like a winner. Losers make excuses, winners make things happen and make adjustments. And so the reason why I've found, the reason why that people don't have the things that they want is that they spend their whole life trying to avoid doing the work. And see what happens is when you do what you don't want to do and what you don't feel like doing and you execute it anyway because you know it's part of the process, you start to feel powerful and in control because you know that you had the discipline to make it happen. And so winners get results, okay? And people that don't win have reasons, which are excuses. Results bring success. Results come from execution, consistently executing. But the execution only comes from being committed. And the commitment only comes from having the discipline. And the reason why the word is called discipline, think about discipline. What discipline is doing what you know that needs to get done, even when you don't feel like doing it. The discipline of eating healthy and not eating the junk food. The discipline of studying when you don't feel like studying. The discipline to do the right thing in your relationship and not the easy thing in your relationship. The discipline to go to bed on time or to wake up on time. All the things you don't feel like doing that are not easy takes discipline. Discipline is where it all starts. It would, like, discipline would be the father of everything that you're trying to do. And so you got to go out and get you some discipline, because it starts with the discipline, and then you get the commitment, then you get the execution, then you get the results, and the results are worship. Results are the things that reward you. And the reasons and the excuses is what keeps losers losing. It's what keeps people down where they're at and away from their dreams, is because they keep buying into the reasons and the excuses. And so that's what I want to encourage you guys today, is that you can want in one hand, but that doesn't do it for you. Everybody wants. Most people want very similar or the same things. The winners and the people that are going to get it consistently are the ones that have the discipline to do the things that they know that need to happen, even when they don't feel like it, even when it's not sexy, even when they don't want to, because they got their eye on the prize. And so that's my word for today. Thanks for joining us on another episode of The Grind. Get ready. It's a new day.
Subscribe today at simonarias.net.